combined on the stop for Atlanta.
Here's a little quick draw up the middle, trap blocking in the smooth running gait of Lawrence McCutcheon. We'll bring up third, about 5.
Ball is down inside the 34 now. We have 10-10 to play in the third quarter. McCutcheon, as you see, almost to 100.
The key again, watch the backs for the Rams.
On 3rd and 5, Hayden takes a look. Perfect throw in the flat to his tight end, Nelson. But we'll have to see if he got the first down. He will advance the ball. Down, he apparently has it. They have it spotted. Looks like he's going to have it.
Here comes the 5-man rush. The backs stay in. They help out. A little square out pattern to Terry Nelson. And he's thrown out.
A strong safety throughout the tight end, but it was a first down play. Now they're going to measure where they have the ball spotted.
I think he got the benefit of his forward progress there. I don't think his forward progress really got to the 29-yard line, but that's one of the judgment calls.
Well, I'll find out together. He got it with Leonard DeVee. First down, Rams. So Hayden brings his team back to the huddle now. The Rams closing up with a very tough game next week against a team that has to keep winning. The Washington Redskins, they play at RFK Stadium in Washington. You'll see that game next Saturday afternoon here on CBS. The Falcons close out regular season play at New Orleans, where
Atlanta.
Flags are half-mast today.
At Atlanta.
Or Atlanta, excuse me. New Orleans at Atlanta.
The reason I know that is I'll be there.
Pitch back. Great football. Hayden gets it all the way back at his 48-yard line. Now the Rams are taken out of field position, and he gets some booze cascading down. You get an idea what Lehman Bennett and his improved team have meant to Atlanta. Last season, the Falcons averaged about 38,000 people a game, 37.8, and this year they're averaging over 52, and they'll be pretty close to a full house next Sunday, the final regular season game. Now it's second down coming up, and
a lot.
Second and 28. Hayden said after he threw that touchdown pass to Harold Jackson last week against Oakland, it's just amazing what happens when you close your eyes and heave it. McCutcheon inside the 40, 35, and out of bounds to the 33. That'll bring up 3rd and long, but not nearly as long as it was.
You know, McCutcheon gets a lot of publicity out here. Here comes McCutcheon off, and watch him cut back. He cut to the open spot beautifully. That's Frank Reid knocking him out of bounds, but he is probably the most unpublicized 1,000-yard rusher maybe in the National Football League. You know, back in New York, for instance, I doubt very seriously a lot of people know who Lawrence McCutcheon is. And I'm telling you, for a guy who's done what he has done, it's unbelievable. And he does it in a quiet way.
Yeah, he really does. He doesn't get a lot of celebration. 3rd and 14. Hayden looks. Lets her rip. Jackson, nope, too much on it.
Rick Bias had slipped down inside the 5-yard line, and Hayden just sailed it out of the end zone.
He's got a big league arm, Hayden, no question about that. Now, they have not been consistently moving the ball after that first quarter.
McCutcheon needs 10 more yards to break his own Ram record for rushing yards in one season.
And Walker, who did not punt in the first half, now in to punt again. Glenn Walker. He has got a good leg on him for arcing the ball very high. Those 9-iron shots, bringing it down inside the 5 or 10. He hits it very, very high, angling it. Rams couldn't keep it out of the end zone. It goes in for a touchback, and the Falcons will go on offense 1st and 10 at their 20. So the Atlanta offense comes back out, still looking for its first points of the afternoon with L.A. leading 9-0.
My knuckles tore my shirt. Now I've got acid indigestion, gas.
Poor baby.
Who are you?
Mother Tums.
Help me, Mother Tums.
Here, Tums for the tummy.
Are they strong?
Tums are strong medicine. For neutralizing acid, Tums are 1/3 stronger for the money than the other leading tablets.
Well, the Tums, I'm relieved.
Good. Now, about that torn shirt.
Tums, 1/3 stronger.
What's the quickest way to trim a door?
Stanley Surfform.
What's the easiest way to shape a tile?
Stanley Surfform.
What's the best way to smooth body filler?
Stanley Surfform.
Stanley Surfform tools have preset replaceable blades that won't clog and don't need sharpening or adjusting. Surfform tools trim or shape just about anything. What's the best way to give an elephant a pedicure?
Stanley Surfform.
From Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
We want to help you do things right.
There is Bartkowski, his Falcons first team 10-20. Third quarter, Don Quickie at Paul Horning at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. 9-0 Rams. Stanback coming back. Stanback's one of those runners who can go either way, right or left. Very few are as effective to their left as they are to the right. McCutcheon's one that is. He can go either way.
He sure can.
Big assets. Larry Brooks, 90, knocked him down.
Well, they're not going to get back into his football running on first down. They're going to have to loosen it up a little bit, Don. Turn-in patterns have been open. Now, Jenkins has been open on a turn-in on 2 or 3 occasions that I witnessed, and I'm sure that he probably talked to Bartkowski on the sideline. Draw.
Go to the draw play, but the Rams close that down quickly. Cody Jones is in there at left tackle, where Merlin Olsen used to be, stayed at home. That was a football player.
Well, I tell you, a field goal would put him within sniffing distance, and that field goal that they missed in the first quarter, we said it might loom large, and it is. Stanback now 51 yards and 12 carries.
But with 3rd down and 9 coming up, Bartkowski is going to have to get in there and dig in against a big rush. Released quicker than he's been. Here comes the rush.
Flag down.
Yep.
There's Jack Reynolds, number 64 on the blitz.
Jack Reynolds, who sawed the top off his car after Tennessee lost one time, has been since then known as Hacksaw. And we're going to have a hold against the Atlanta Falcons anyway, so...
They'll decline that.
Use of the hands. 73 offense. Declined. 4th down.
Bill McKinley.
And Billy Waddy drops back deep now for Los Angeles, and the Rams can come out of this with good field position. They have Waddy standing at the 50, and John James is in his end zone. Boy, the Rams might have gotten to that. They were very close, held up at the last moment. Here's Waddy. Trying to duck inside. Good special teams coverage by Atlanta. Moriarty again was down on the play. December 17th, next Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular features, among other events, the National Hot Rod Association World Championships that were intended for here at nearby Ontario, California. People like Shirley Muldowney and Don Garlitz, 2 of the big names in that sport, will be in the competition, along with the king of the funny cars, Don Prudhomme.
Dennis Baca also there, championship caliber.
Penalty marker goes down as McCutcheon comes up the middle. Penalty marker flew in. Wilson Famawina getting a lot of playing time now. Atlanta had a very effective draft. You look at...
This will go against the Rams, holding probably.
Warren Bryant, Wilson Famawina, Thielman, Rickman. Yep, that's setting the Rams all the way back to the 41-yard line, so I'm sure that Chuck Knox right now.
61 offense. 1st down.
Center Rich Saul. Chuck Knox would like to see his offense start to move. Clock shows 6:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Rams leading as they did at the end of the 1st quarter, and at the end of the half, 9-0.
3:35.
Hayden throws, coming back at the ball is Billy Waddy, but it was gunned out of bounds. I'll tell you one thing very apparent, that Hayden is under a big rush, and he's got to hurry his throws.
I tell you, Baez had a man-to-man situation there. They've been trying to work that, and that time Baez had good coverage on Billy Waddy. It's the toughest pass for a quarterback, Don, when the ball's on the right hash mark, to come back, look everybody off, and try to throw the deep square out to the left side. So he's throwing against his natural rhythm to the left side. That ball has got to travel about 40 yards. Could easily be picked off if you take a little off of it.
Hayden's now 11 for 17 for 108 yards and a touchdown. Been intercepted once. Hayden sprinting out, gets a couple of blocks. The pocket moves with him. Nelson just a little too much on it. Nelson was open. He was behind the linebacker, but came in a little bit high.
And that's one Pat Hayden would like back, because he drew everybody deep with the fly pattern by Harold Jackson, and it opened up underneath, and he just barely overthrew Terry Nelson, his tight end.
That Ram playbook is a thick one. They got a lot of... That was the first we saw that play. The Rams had to make some new additions to their veteran offensive line. They've done it through some good drafting. Doug Frentz, particularly the left tackle. Big guy out of Ohio State now in his third year, has been a big addition. And Greg Horton now in at right guard. Tom Mack, the left guard, has been in there for 12th season.
He's a good one.
3rd and 20. LA at their 41.
Oh, and the defense wants offensive pass interference on this one. Roland Lawrence, who leads the NFC in interceptions, had a good shot at it.
Almost had his 8th. Hayden is just putting it up now, isn't he?
There it is, the post pattern by Harold Jackson. Now, Roland Lawrence has his eyes set right on there. That was interference as far as I'm concerned, because Harold Jackson was not looking at the football.
Yep.
He was just getting in the way of Roland Lawrence's sight, you know, when he had his bead on that football. Roland Lawrence back on this punt return now.
Glenn Walker has not had his best work today. Hits that one not too deep. And Roland Lawrence signals for it, makes the clear catch at his 24. So the third quarter clock now shows 6:22 left to go. The Falcons still unable to generate offense against the Ram defense. Los Angeles with the 9-point lead.